How would you feel about paying tens of thousands of dollars for a new heavily traveled road in front of your business? Well, some small business owners in T aren't too happy about it.
Directly or indirectly, we all pay for the roads we travel on, but for a 1.5 mile stretch of Highway 106, which takes drivers into T, the bill is hitting landowners there especially hard. In tonight's KELEIN News investigation, Angela Kennecke looks into how this $12.5 million project came about and why some nearby business owners are unhappy.
Tiny T, South Dakota isn't so tiny anymore. In fact, it's one of the fastest growing towns in the state. Along with growth comes traffic, a lot of it. Some 13,000 vehicles travel this stretch of Highway 106 every single day. The city of T has been working on a plan to expand this 2-lane road for years.
Number one, it's mostly safety. You know, that many cars per day is just crazy.
But half a dozen small businesses and landowners along this 1.5 mile stretch of street are none too happy about their share of the $12.4 million road expansion project.
This one here will be $52,500.
Well, they're talking now only $40,000, just shy of $100,000.
While they recently got assessed for their share of the new 4-lane road, business owners GERRY and Doug Putnam have been fighting the Highway 106 expansion for years. They even went to Pier to try to change the law to require landowner approval of such a project. They were unsuccessful.
I've been in business for 26 years, and if I had it or if I did not have it, it shouldn't be my responsibility to pay $100,000 for 12,000 cars to travel from Lennox, Parker, wherever. But no, do I have $100,000 to pay it? No, I do not.
Auto dealer GOLDAMMER is especially frustrated because according to his original deed, he didn't even own the easement to his property, now being assessed by the city.
And when I purchased this in '99, the first parcel, I had to give up the front 50 foot.
But after questioning it, he got a handwritten note from Lincoln County telling him a mistake had been made and it was actually his property.
I didn't sign to accept this parcel back. They just did it.
And after all these years?
After all these years.
So if you didn't own that, would you have to still pay?
No. Correct. No, I would not.
These landowners also say they didn't have a chance to voice their dissent.
They still never had a public meeting. I just feel everybody that pays taxes should have their rights, and it should be fair across the board no matter who you're dealing with, and you have your choice to voice opinions.
The city says it had to cancel its public meeting on March 30th due to COVID-19, but put all of the project information on its website.
Will you reschedule that? Will you allow them to have their voice?
We're not going to reschedule another meeting, a public meeting. They're more than welcome to come to the council meeting. We have the session. They can come and openly visit about that. In a way right now, with all the signatures and all the easements just about being in place, I don't know that that would be beneficial.
It wouldn't do any good?
No.
At this point, it's too late.
I think it is, yes.
Our rights are being invaded here, and there needs to be a public meeting. Everybody has to be able to voice their opinions, and it has to be done correctly.
The city points out that there are 41 parcels of land along this stretch of road being assessed, and the majority of the landowners have agreed to pay their share.
It's going to make their property more valuable, easier for their business, for their clientele to get on the road, off the road, easier for delivering, so they're excited about it.
Getting an unexpected bill for major improvements to arterial roads doesn't happen to businesses in Sioux Falls. Instead, commercial developers are charged platting fees up front. Right now, they're running nearly $19,000 per acre. Typically, that cost is passed along to a buyer. Counties cannot charge landowners for road projects. While Highway 106 was a Lincoln County road, on July 1st, it was turned over to the city.
They want to annex in too, you got to annex in, and that's $800 an acre to annex your land into the town of T.
Zolkowski says these businesses are not required to annex into the city, so they don't have to pay to hook up to water and sewer if they don't want to, only for the extra lane of road. Most of the funding for the project is coming from an $8.7 million federal grant. The city must kick in 30%, and the landowners are helping make up the city's share.
It's not anything that I want to pay. It's not anything that I think they should pay. They need to come up with some kind of wheel tax, if nothing else, for all the cars driving down here, not for the property owners.
Take a penny from each one of them a day, and it'd pay for it in no time.
The city is renaming Highway 106 Gateway Boulevard. It will begin taking bids on construction next month, with work to begin next spring.